Hi everyone, thank you to be here once again for a brand new video about the Minitel. What is the Minitel? Some of you might know it, but most of you I think don't know what it is. It's a small French terminal from the 80s that was very popular in France, mainly because it was distributed free and everyone had one in their house, and you could access several services. Some were free, some had to be paid, but it offered a lot of possibilities, including chatting with girls, looking at train hours, looking for someone number, playing games, buying stuff. Well, it was like internet before the internet. It was incredible, but we didn't realize really in France at the time. We just thought it was crappy, though it was not. So as I said, many of us in France had Minitel, and so you can still find a lot of them, and they are not very expensive. But you may wonder what you can do with it in 2025, and this is what this video is all about. Because there are some geniuses who made small boards that you plug at the back of the Minitels, and you can now with it access Wi-Fi and new servers with a lot of different services. Well, it's crazy. So we're gonna explore these possibilities and the new services. And I can tell you right now that someone did an Olipix server, so I'm very proud of it, and I will show you that in this video. So as usual, we're gonna have a look around the thing cosmetically, see how it looks, and then we're gonna try to open it. Well, c'est pas gagné, as we say in French, because I tried earlier and I didn't succeed. But I'm gonna try again and see if we can get inside and see what are the different components. Then we're gonna switch it on and try to access some new servers and play some games, chat with people, or whatever we can do. Okay, do you like that? Are you ready for this? Let's go! Woo! Okay, I finally managed to open the Minitel. It was really not easy because you have to unclip some old plastic, which is very resisting but very fragile at the same time. It was very difficult to do. And you might not know, but in fact I'm shooting at the same time the French video and the English video. So in the French video you can see me trying to open the box and saying some bad words because it was epic, and I'm not doing it again for the English video. I mean, I'm not gonna, reassemble everything just to deassemble and show you. So you see it's already disassembled, and what we can see here, it's a lot of dust and some spiders. We have the main screen. It's a 9-inch display, black and white. Here we have the video board with a THT, which is in charge of preparing the video signal to send to the display. Here this small board is the power supply. And what is very interesting for us, it's the green cards. The biggest one there under the screen is the main board of the system. Here we have Thomson, I think, chipset EF9345P. This is the video chipset, the same that was used in the Philips VG5000 computer, if you know it. It can produce some colors, but here the display is in black and white. The resolution of text is 24 lines by 40 columns or 24 lines by 80 columns, which is new in this Minitel 1B models, the 80 columns thing. Here we have a neck chip called D416AC. I think this is RAM. This is 2K RAM. I think. You can tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. And here is an Intel chip, a big one. Usually it should be a 8051 or 52 microcontroller, but it's a bit tiny, the inscription. I don't really read. 8052, I think, yes. And this is a microcontroller with its own RAM and ROM, and this is like the CPU of the system, in fact. And here on the left, on my left, we have a small vertical board which is called Cartefeuille ROM, which is daughter board ROM. Indeed, this is the ROM of the system with some more small chips. And that's it. There should be the modem V23 somewhere. It should be somewhere under the screen. And here, important too, it's a DIN 5 socket, which is in fact the only expansion possible for the Minitel, apart from the telephone plug that you can't see here. It's a serial port, in fact, which is used to discuss and send information or receive information to and from the Minitel, and will be used by the modern interfaces that I will show you later in this video. And not all the Minitels have this. There have been a bunch of different models on, 20 years long, and a lot of different ones, and with some different capacities or expansion possibilities. For example, in this model, here you have the trap for the power supply, but here there is a space that is used sometimes by other models. For example, you can have a SCART plug, which is very useful because you can plug now a TV and see in color what is happening in the Minitel. But this is very rare, and I don't have this model actually. So we're gonna continue to play with this one, which was the most common one in France. Okay, so I'm gonna try to reassemble everything, cross fingers and hope that it still works. And we're gonna try to switch on the Minitel. Okay, yes, I disassembled everything and reassembled the whole stuff before showing you, in fact, the cosmetic aspect of this Minitel 1B. So, as you can see, well, it's a brown thing from the 80s. At the back, we have this knob used to control the contrast. Here we have a handle, so we can, lift the Minitel and go visit friends along with our PlayStation and play all night with incredible games. Not. And here, as we saw earlier, we have the only connector of the Minitel, which is a serial DIN 5 connector that we will use in a few seconds. Before that, in fact, it's not true. We have also another connector. This is the classic T connector to connect the Minitel to the telephone network at the time. So you plug this in the T plug that you have at home, where you also plug the telephone. And here you have a female one, so you can indeed plug back the telephone behind. Here we have the power plug, 220 volts, as we are in France. And in front, you press this button and you can open the keyboard. And so we have this black and white 9 inches display and this fairly strange keyboard, which have a numeric keypad like on telephones and an AZERTY keyboard like on small computers, so you can type whatever you want. The first models of the Minitels didn't have any AZERTY or QWERTY layout. It was just A, B, C, D, E. And then you have some special keys that are used to do the connection with the server or to navigate into the website, I was going to say, but it was not website, it was Minitel server. So sommer is for summary. It could be called nowadays a home key. Here we have a function key, annulation to cancel, retour is back, repetitions to repeat something, guide, it's a special key like a help function of nowadays, correction to correct what we are typing, suite, which is used like a next key. In fact, it's a next key here, a back key here, you know, to navigate through the different pages of the Minitel servers. And the green key is envoi, which is in fact send. It's like a return key to validate what you are typing and send it to the server. Okay, and what we're gonna do just right now is use this small card, this small magical card, which is called ESP Minitel V3B. I don't know if the focus is right, but it's a very small board based on a ESP32 chipset with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth that we will plug at the back of the Minitel through the DIN5 plug. And this small board has its own memory with a program application we will use in a few seconds. And with this we can connect to modern servers and turn back the Minitel to life. It's amazing. The guy who made this is Yodeo. It's a French guy, and he did this a few years ago, and wow, this is incredible. There was also a Minimit project based on the same work that did Yodeo. I have one, but it's not working anymore, so I prefer to use this one. There is also an USB-C plug. This is used to reprogram the cards or to send stuff in it. And also, very important, to power on the plug with 5 volts. Because some Minitels, I'm going to show you at the back of the Minitel, some models send 5 volts in one of the pins of the DIN5 plug, but some not. This one does not. So if you plug this, you have to power it also. So we will do this with a USB-C plug. And this is very useful because you can use this to many different Minitel models. Okay, it's time to try to use this. So we will plug the card here. See, it's very discreet, very small, and we will switch everything on and see what happens. Okay, we're in front of the Minitel. I've plugged everything. Here we have the webcam to capture the display because, of course, there's no way to capture it with the usual means via SCART plug or no. There's no video connector, so I must capture it like this by shooting directly the display. You saw that I plugged the little card at the back of the Minitel. It's powered by a USB cable, and well, we're ready to switch on everything to see if it works. And voila! Magie! Minitel Telnet Pro. Wow! It's amazing. So it's the little card at the back of the Minitel which displays all these options available. And the first ones, option 1, option 2, is to define the Wi-Fi network. And well, I use my phone. I share my connection via my smartphone. And this is the SSID of my Wi-Fi from my smartphone with the right password. And after we have different options, I'm not going into details, which are used to connect to a certain service. At the bottom of the screen, we have save preset, if we defined something and we want to save it, or load preset. That's what we're gonna do just now. Press L. And here we have already saved services with the right options already entered and defined. For example, if I take option A, this is for Retrocampus BBS, we can test that and see everything is defined. And option 7 is a type of connection. This is not a WebSocket, this is a Telnet connection. Okay, so we just have to press space to try to connect to this BBS. Wow, excellent. And as it's BBS not specially developed for a Minitel, Retrocampus asks us at the entry what system we are using. Are you using a CBM, Commodore, Petsky computer, an Apple I, Apple II, or just a pure ASCII system, or a DOS system, or Telnet Linux, or Commodore VIC-20, or an Olivetti M10, or a Minitel, or a Prestel, which is like a Minitel for England. Well, I'm using a Minitel, so I will press M. And there it goes. Campus BBS, and there is a special Halloween screen. That's amazing. Excellent. Retrocampus. So Retrocampus is Italian. The guy who made this is really excellent, and on this server you will find a lot of different services, options, like for example, option 1 is international news. If I press 1, for example, we can have access to different sources. For example, BBC News, option 2. We have the top stories, 201. Last news about Trump and Putin. Okay. To exit, it's the point. Well, in French I say point, but it's like dot. Oh, my memory fails. I can't remember how do you name that. Anyway, well, you have a lot of options, okay? But I come back to the first screen. We have a special Italian news in option 2. We can chat with option A, private message, Elisa, which is a very old, like, artificial intelligence of the 70s, 80s. We can have access to ChatGPT, Mistral, which is another artificial intelligence from France, Wikipedia, Videotex Vault, Apple I demo. Ah, this is cool. If I press hash, we have access to the demo that was made for the Apple I for the 30th anniversary of Apple, I think. So this is Steve Wozniak. This is Steve Jobs. It's fun because it's all in ASCII. Happy 30th birthday, Apple. Woz and Jobs holding an Apple I. Well, you have to have a lot of imagination. But as it's not a service specially made for the Minitel, it's not using all the special characters. Here it's pure ASCII on this option, at least. An Apple II, Macintosh, iMac. What? iPod? Wow. MacBook Pro. Oh, n'importe quoi là. Apple logo. Okay. That was fun. We have access to Wi-Fi modem, basic programs, Enigma machine, Frogfind browser. Wow. Or logout or some games. We can go to some games, option 3. And we have a Tic Tac Toe, a Connect 4, and some text adventure. This is incredible because these are adventures from the 70s and 80s. The classic one, like Zork I, 2, and 3, Hitchhiker of the Galaxy, Planetfall, Stationfall, Castle Adventure, some Italian versions of these games, or Cave Adventure, and Wishbringer. This is amazing. Let's try Tic Tac Toe first. Okay, this is a simple, like, basic text program, but why not? This is fun. This is a game on a Minitel. My move, well, take the center, they say. 2B. Okay, I am the cross, is the circle. 1C. Ah, shit. 2A. Okay. C'est mort là. It will be impossible. As usual. A. 1A. Ooh, no. 1B, sorry. Okay, and 3C. The match is draw. Press any key. We have so much fun with the Minitel, don't you think? It's fun from the 80s. Let's play a Zork I game. Option 3. Zork Machine. Zork I, The Great Underground Empire. Copyright 1981, 82, 83. Infocom. Okay. West of house. You are standing in an open field west of a white house with a boarded front door. There's a small mailbox here. Eh ben, open mailbox. Opening the small mailbox reveals a leaflet. Wow, nice. Read leaflet. Welcome to Zork. Zork is a game of adventure, danger, and that is incredible. We are playing a text adventure game like we used to do it on computers in the 70s, 80s, but on a Minitel in 2025. Isn't it great? It's really fun. So we can try Wikipedia, option F. Wow. Set language. Okay, you can choose what language you want to search. Well, option 2, I search something and tell me more about the Minitel. There you have a lot of different entries available. Well, the first one is nice, it's a Minitel. Minitel, officially known as Teletel, was an interactive videotex online service accessible through telephone lines. It was the world's first and most successful mass-market online service prior to the World Wide Web. It was developed in Cesson-Sévigné, Brittany by government-owned France Telecom. The service was initially launched on an experimental basis on the 15th July 1980 in Saint-Malo and extended to other regions in autumn 1980. It was commercially introduced throughout France in 1982 by the PTT since 1981, etc., etc. If I press space, I can have the follow-up of the text, etc., etc. Enormous! Incroyable. Access Wikipedia from the Minitel. Well, if you had told me that in 1984, I wouldn't have believed you. Okay, last thing I want to show you in Retrocampus is basic programs. Of course, you can go there and experiment by yourself. I don't know if I told you, but if you go to Retrocampus on the web, I think you can access the service with a Minitel emulation and you can test all of this in color. Basic programs, yeah, because the Italian guy who made Retrocampus is very motivated and very talented, and he did a lot of things, including a basic language he adapted, I think from the Apple one, to the Minitel. So it's excellent because you can play some games programmed in BASIC for the Minitel. You can also access the BBS Basic, option Z, but I think it's reserved for the Patreon, for the people who give a bit of money each month, so the project can continue. And this is not my case yet, so I don't have access to that, but we can play some classic games like Star Trek, Hammurabi, Lunar Lander, Oregon Trail, incredible. And there is also Angela game P101. This is very interesting because P101, I think it's a Programma 101, which is considered one of the earliest personal computer. It's a big calculator, but which is programmable, and it was released in 1963, I think, and we have one. It's not here around me because it's very heavy. It's at the back in the stock, but it's very important system. And I didn't know that there was a game on the Programma 101, so this is very interesting. But for now, we can test Lunar Lander, for example. So see, it's like a basic game. It loads Lunar Lander. Loading, ready, run. Wow. And this is a game of lunar lander from the Creative Computing. Creative Computing was a well-known computer magazine of the 70s and 80s, created by David Hall, the same guy who edited the famous book 101 Basic Computer Games, which was in fact a compilation of all the games he found in the mainframes of the universities programmed by many students and professors. And so this version of lunar landing is from one of these books. This is apparently the version adapted for the Apple I by Corey Cohen. Instructions: no, I know how to play. Good luck. Thank you. So I have my lunar module on the top left of the screen. I am at 1,000 feet from the moon surface, which is represented here by this line. I have a speed of 50 knots maybe, and 150 gallons of fuel. And each second he asks me how much fuel I want to burn. Well, I will say 0 for the first seconds. So you see that my module is going down, gaining in speed. But I'm still very high from the surface, so it's okay. Speed 85. Maybe I will put some fuel and see the character is changing under the arrow, showing that yes, I used my reactor, to slow down a bit. My speed is now 65. Okay, 0, 300 feet, 10 of fuel. 10 of fuel. I'm slowing down, but very, very slowly. I will put a lot of fuel now, 40 gallons. 37 feet, speed 40, which is quite high. I will put 30 gallons of fuel again. Speed 15, okay. 10 feet, 20 gallons. Ooh, speed 0, and I played this game so many times, and maybe it will be the first time that I'm gonna win. Oh no. I have to think about it. Fuel, 10. Merde. I'm going up again. No. 2. No. 0. Speed 3, 10 feet. Fuel 2. Fuel 3. Fuck! Landing velocity 6 feet per second. Sorry, but you blew it. Condolences will be sent to your next of kin. Your score is 22. Oh, I thought I would win for the first time. Okay. Abort mission, yes. No, another mission, I didn't want to do that. Okay, so I press a reset button at the back of the little board, which is convenient because it takes me back to the first screen where I can choose to load another preset. And this time we will go to Minipavi, option G. And space to connect. Of course, there are a lot of servers, different servers to explore, with a lot of very interesting things to do. But, well, I think the video is already a bit long, so I have to make choices. Minipavi. This is a French server, but I think even if you don't speak French, you will understand what I'm doing. Minipavi was made by a guy named Ludo Joé, that I know a bit, because he made all this, which is incredible, you will see that, and also an Olipix server on the Minitel. And we will see that in a few minutes. But the Minipavi project was at first to create like a hub on the web to act as a bridge between WebSocket connections to this server to other Minitel servers, so you can experiment with your Minitel or with Minitel emulators on on the website. But the thing grew bigger and bigger, and now you can find a lot of different services, and some are really excellent. So under Minipavi, Minitel is still alive and will never die. There is also a telephone access with a number, because you're not obliged to use a small board like I do to connect via Wi-Fi. You can also connect your Minitel to your internet box with an old phone in between that can make connections via impulsions and connect directly to servers like Minipavi. It will work, but I'm not going to show you exactly how to do it in this video. You can find the information on the net. This is fun because it's like a screensaver that says, touch my keyboard, and there is a big smiley. Nice touch. Okay, I touch the keyboard. Okay, then he asks you to put the service code you want to access. But if you don't know which service code to access, you can press the guide key here. And then you have a lot of different options. It shows you all the services available. For example, Minichat. You can chat to other people connected, reels or animated by ChatGPT. What the hell? Minichat. So I want to access this service. Envoi. Service de dialogue en direct. So he asks me my pseudo. My name is Olipix, sweet, and my CV. So I choose like a small phrase, a small sentence I want to show to other people. I love Minitel. Okay, send. And here the other people, there are 8 people connected. Antoinette, Kanya, Le Platiste, English, Philippe, Manu, Virginie, and in front of them, sometimes there is a CV sentence they choose. For example, Katya says, can we play together? Oh yeah, I want to play with you, yes. So I can send a message to someone, for example, to Katya, number 3. But in fact, there are not so many people connected in Minipavi. So all these people I saw was in fact created by ChatGPT, or at least what they are going to say will be produced by artificial intelligence from ChatGPT. If I say hello, how are you in French? Send. Okay, so the message was sent, and now I have to wait that she will reply to me. Oh, you received a message at the top of the screen. Excellent. So I can read my messages if I press send. And here is you said to Katya, bonjour, comment vas-tu? How are you? And she replied here, salut, ça va bien, merci. Et toi, comment ça se passe? She said, hello, it's all right, thank you. And you, how are you? Incredible, but it's a ChatGPT which is talking to me. Isn't that incredible? So what can I reply to her? So I say, toi aussi tu aimes les Minitel? You too, you love Minitels? Send. And I just have to wait that she replies. Yes! You received a new message. Wow, she's quick. Read my messages. Envoie. Yes, she says. Oui, c'est original et ça a un charme vintage. J'aime les échanges simples qu'on y trouve. Et toi? It means, yes, it's original and it's like vintage charming. I like the simple exchanges, simple chats that we can find in there. And you, wow. It's so fun. Ludo Joey, who made this, is a genius because it's very fun to mix something like ChatGPT and something so vintage as the Minitel, and this is magic because you can mix the two futures, the future from the 80s with the future from 2025. Wow, It's just incredible. So we come back, shift connection. We come back to the first screen, press guide to show the other services. There is SNCF, it's all the hours of all the trains in France. For real, takes dynamically all the information from the database. Teleguide, which is all the TV programs for the week. It's crazy. Meteo, so you can know the weather of every city in the world. For example, if I press Meteo, I want to access this service, Mini Meteo. Some rain, some nice weather, Minitel will answer. Search for a city. Atlanta. What is the weather in Atlanta, for example? Atlanta. So you have all the Atlanta in the world, and you can choose which one you want to know. Well, Atlanta, I don't know, Michigan, option 2. Yeah, 10 degrees, it's clear, maybe with some clouds, but not so many. 23 kilometers per hour for the wind. You have the hour of the sunset and sunrise. And yeah, it was quite sunny at noon. And tonight it's raining a bit. Wow, crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, go back to the first screen, guide to list the services, street for the next page. Au Ciné, every movies, every programs of the theaters. Wow, you can have access to real informations of the real life of nowadays through the Minitel. This is incredible. AI quiz. This is excellent. It's a quiz generated by artificial intelligence on the theme of your choice. Yeah, you heard right. For example, if I press AI quiz, well, you just choose a subject, whatever you want, and it will create a quiz with 10 questions generated by ChatGPT. I know. I don't know if he understands English because this is a French service, but if I want him to create a quiz about old computers, this is really fun. And it's on the Minitel. I could spend hours playing with this. Wow. So yeah, the sentences are in French, but he understood what I meant. So he says, for example, first question, what was the first portable computer marketed? Osborne 1, IBM ThinkPad, or Compaq LTE? Wait, it's the Osborne 1. Yeah! Bravo! Réponse correct! And he always says a little sentence like, the Osborne 1, launched in 1981, was one of the first portable computer. That is so cool. Question 2. What operating system was used on the Commodore 64? MS-DOS, Windows 3, or CBM-DOS? Well, CBM-DOS. Woohoo! Yay! I was right. Next. What processor equipped the first IBM PC? It's Intel 8088, option 2. Yes! Wow. Question 4. What was the capacity of the first 5-inch discs? Well, not much, huh? Option 1, 360K. Yes! I'm so good! Incredible. I love this game. Question 5. What was the first computer to use a graphical interface? The first commercial computer. Apple Macintosh, Atari ST, Xerox Alto. The first commercial, well, was the Xerox Alto really marketed? And was it before the Apple Macintosh? Because, of course, the Macintosh was inspired by the Xerox Alto. We know that. But was it marketed ever, the Xerox Alto, before Apple copied them? I would say Xerox Alto. Yes! Woohoo! I don't know if it's true, but ChatGPT thinks it's true. Question 6. What programming language was developed for the Apple I? C, Pascal, or Basic? No, it's Basic, obviously, but the question is a bit weird. Yes, because BASIC, of course, was not developed specially for the Apple I. BASIC was invented in the 60s at the university, I don't remember the name, in the USA. Okay, next. Question 7. When was the first Mac launched? 1982, 1984, 1986. 1984, of course. Yes. Woohoo! Question 8. What was the connection standard of 2400 BPS modem? USB, Ethernet, or RS-232? Yeah, option 3. Yes, I'm so good at it. Question 9. What was the main competitor of the Macintosh when it was marketed? IBM PC, Commodore 64, or Atari 800? That is a weird question. Well, IBM PC. Yes, good question. I'm sorry, I'm doing the whole game because it's so exciting. I could spend hours. Do you just imagine? You can ask whatever subject and he will create a quiz for you. It's crazy. It's dango. Which computer was celebrated for its Pong game? Commodore 64, the Atari VCS, or the Apple II? Well, the Atari VCS is not a computer. Pong game. There was the famous breakout game on the Apple II by Woz, but Pong was only available on the, well, not only available, but mainly available for the Atari. So option 2 maybe. Yes! Woo! Perfect! 10 on 10. Incredible, but true. Bravo. I really like this. It's really impressive. So the next service that I wanted to show you is Jukebox. Turn your Minitel into a real jukebox. 400 titles from 1980 to 2012. What? But oh, is it gonna play some music on the Minitel? We're gonna know right now. Okay. What? There is a QR code to scan. Okay, so I take my phone and I'm scanning the QR code. Okay, open the navigator. Wow, and there is a code, the same code that it shows me here. It's already entered here, so I just have to validate. Wow. He plays some music. Sweet. See all the titles available. Oh, so I have access to some music titles from different years. For example, in 1982, if I press 3, The Look of Love, Pressure by Billy Joel, If You Want My Love, Elsa, Flash in the Night. Okay, next. Hit of the Moment, Hey Little Girl, Just an Illusion. Oh yeah, I love this song. Just an Illusion. I press 8, send. Illusion. Illusion. Woo! Incredible. It's crazy. YouTube Joy is crazy. How did he make this? It's incredible. And you can have your smartphone next to your Minitel, or you can also connect right on the computer, on the display next to you. And you can choose whatever song you want, like Beat It from Michael Jackson. And it updates automatically on your smartphone or computer. It's crazy. And Ludo Joy told me that some people use a Minitel in their parties, 80s parties, and so people choose the song they want and it plays automatically on the big screen. It's just incredible. I love this option. It's incredible. It's a perfect mix between technologies from the 80s and nowadays. There are two last I want to show you. The first one is a musée. It's like a museum because it's a museum of old video text pages from the time. This was the one mostly used in France because it was free. This is what I used to look for a number of someone. This is another service well known, 3614 free. And then you had, of course, a lot of services like this, 3615H, which was used to chat with chicks, you know, which were not really chicks behind the screen, but this was like sex services. Of course, it was very expensive because each time you spend time on these services, every minute was very expensive. So the goal of these services was to retain you, chatting with you, make you believe that there was nice girls talking to you and wanted to meet you or do things with you. This is a photo service. It's really fun because it reminds me of all these services from the 80s. And there was a lot of graphic creations. Charline, 3615 Charline, 3615 Charline, les secrets de la vie parisienne. Oh là là. Hello. Corinne, 3615 Corinne. Hello, how are you, Corinne? And you have like 166 graphics front pages like this. Last service I wanted to show you because video is already a bit long. It's a service called Olipix. Yes, look at this. Yeah, at least on Minitel, Olipix, type Sommer. And here it is. C'est fou, no? So thank you, Ludo Joé, because not only did he made a Minipavi server, which is incredible, full of surprises, full of lot of services to explore and have fun, but he also made the Olipix service for me, and it's really huge. It's really well done with a lot of little graphics everywhere. So option one, Olipix, what the fuck? It's just a presentation of what I do. Option two, all the videos never seen before. Yeah, the service was never seen before. You're gonna see that because if I press 2, it shows me all the videos that was released on my friend channel. It's dynamic. I mean, it's always updated. I don't have to do anything. It's just automatic. For example, last week I did Victoria Quest, which is a new game for an obscure computer, a French computer called the Hector. And where I can, you know, put back my smartphone here because I have already opened the media page of Minipavi. And if I press Victoria Quest, option 1,
bienvenue à tous dans cette nouvelle
the video starts! Isn't that great?
Très longtemps, c'est toute une histoire. En fait, aujourd'hui, on va tester un...
It's crazy. And here on the Minitel, I have the description of the video that I can also find under the YouTube video. And I have the number of views, 1,394, number of likes, and I can continue to read the description of my video. And if I press guide here, I have access to all the comments. Bravo, what quality, felicitations, very beautiful game, etc., etc. It's just crazy. I don't know how it did that, but it's just incredible. So you can have access to all my videos, even old ones. I can push suite, no, several times. And I made, for example, a video about creative computing that I was talking about a bit earlier. So it's video number 15. I press send.
Et bienvenue dans cette nouvelle vidéo, aujourd'hui consacrée créé un magazine de 1975.
Incroyable. Thank you, Ludo Joey. This is just incredible. Well, I'm gonna stop there because I have so many things to show you and the video will be too long and nobody will watch it. So let's cut it now and conclude. Wow, that was incredible. I'm really pleased with this video because sometimes, you know, you plan things that you're gonna test, you don't really know exactly what will happen. I mean, I knew that the small board would work on this Minitel. So, okay, I planned to test some services. But wow, when you really spend the time to test everything, to play with the thing, to explore the different services, to play the games. I just realized at the same time as I was doing the video that, wow, it's incredible. It's really emotional to mix like this different technologies, you know, Minitel, Videotex, which prefigured the internet that we have today, and to mix that with artificial intelligence like ChatGPT to create new ways to experiment these technologies is just mind-blowing. I really liked doing this video. So I hope you had a great time too. Don't forget to tell me in the comments what you think. I will put in the description, of course, the link to buy the little board behind the Minitel. Minitel, you can find many of them in France. It's quite cheap. You can also test all this on Minipavi.fr, where you will find a Minitel emulator that you can use to access all these services if you don't have a real Minitel yet. Don't forget to make some comments in this video. Don't forget to boost this video if you have a smartphone, you know, under the video. If you swipe on the left description box, you can boost the video. This will help me a lot. You can give me some special thanks, you know, the heart with the dollar, some micro donations. That would be nice. You can also, of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new video. You can also, if you want, go to my French channel where there are many more content and you can activate the automatic translations if you want, etc, etc. Well, thank you to have watched this video and I hope to see you again very soon for a new video about vintage tech, old computers and old video game systems. Au revoir et on se voit très vite pour une nouvelle vidéo. Ciao!